Hi everyone. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? Welcome to Storytime with Miss Sam. Today we're reading about sloths. I love sloths. They are adorable. Some of them have 3 toes, some of them have 2 toes. But one thing that's fun about them is they're so slow. So we're going to read about them today in the little stories about our very slow sloths. Alright, but first, of course, we always have to start with our song to get us ready to read a story. So get your hands together and here we go. If you'd like to read a story, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a story, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a story, nod your head. If you'd like to read a story, nod your head. If you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, nod your head. If you'd like to read a story, come sit down. If you'd like to read a story, come sit down. If you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, if you'd like to read a story, come sit down. Alright, I hope you're sitting with me and you're ready for our stories about sloths. Alright, our first one is called The Very Sleepy Sloth. I'm a bit of a sleepy sloth today, if you can't tell. I'm very tired. And this looks like a very comfy sloth. So let's see what happens. Early one morning, deep in the jungle, Sloth was fast asleep, but the rest of the animals were wide awake. There's Sloth sleeping in his little hammock. It was very comfy. Cheetah was on the treadmill, working on his speed. An elephant was lifting heavy weights, working on her strength. Oh man. Kangaroo was on the trampoline working on her spring. Can y'all jump with me? Jump. And Monkey was on the high bars working on his swing. I don't think we have any to swing on, but swing. While Sloth stayed in his hammock working on his sleep. That sloth is so lazy, said Cheetah. All he does is lie there, agreed Elephant. Just dozing in his hammock, added Kangaroo. Hey, Sloth, called Monkey. We're all working hard here. Why don't you get up and do something? Sloth slowly opened one eye. Monkey, he said, if you're so hard working, you try lifting Elephant's weights. Easy, said Monkey, and he tried to lift the weights. Elephant giggled as... Oof! Monkey toppled right over. Elephant, said Monkey gruffly, if you think it's so easy, you jump like a kangaroo. So Elephant tried to jump on the trampoline, and Kangaroo shook her head as... Crash! Elephant fell right through. Don't look at me like that, Kangaroo, said Elephant grumpily. Can you run like Cheetah? So Kangaroo tried the treadmill. Cheetah chuckled as Kangaroo landed on her bottom. Ow! Cheetah, said Kangaroo angrily, if you're so smart, you swing like Monkey. So Cheetah climbed the high bars and swung right into Elephant. Eek! By now, everyone was very hot, very tired, and very, very cranky. "This is useless," they muttered. "Who caused all this trouble?" "It wasn't me," said Cheetah. "I was busy running." "It wasn't me," said Kangaroo. "I was busy bouncing." "And it wasn't me," said Elephant. "I was busy lifting weights." "And it wasn't me," said Monkey. "I was busy swinging." All the animals turned and looked at Sloth. "Hey, Sloth," they called. "You started all this." Sloth turned lazily. "You must see by now," he said. "We were all busy doing what we do best. Even me." The animals thought about it. "Yes," they cried. "We're all good at running or jumping or lifting or swinging, but Sloth is very best at snoozing." "Exactly," said Sloth, and with a stretch, oh yes, stretch, and a yawn, he fell fast asleep. The end. And that is The Very Sleepy Sloth. Alright, our next book is about the mindful Mr. Sloth. And to be mindful is to pay attention to what's happening right here and now. So I wonder how Mr. Sloth is mindful. Sasha Patience Pruitt was far from patient. She loved to do lots of things all at once. She had one speed, and that was fast. Early one morning, Sasha raced up to her treehouse, trampling some flowers along the way. She frantically waved her butterfly net around for 2 seconds and moved on. She had just whipped out her guitar to serenade the birds when she was interrupted by an almighty crash above her head. What's happening? Sasha scrambled up to the roof to find a sloth. Aw, look at that cute guy there. "Hello," he said. "My name is Mr. Sloth." Mr. Sloth was going to explain how he had fallen from the branch above during his morning nap, but Sasha was too impatient to wait for his story. "Come along, Mr. Sloth," she said. "We're going to be best friends. I have so much for us to do together." Look, she's carrying him off. They tried playing doctor, but Mr. Sloth took far too long to find a heartbeat. Sasha decided that Mr. Sloth should be the patient. That worked better. He is a very good patient, sitting still while she wraps him up. They tried building a rocket, but Mr. Sloth was much too slow with the sticky tape. Sasha thought it best that he do a different job. Looks like he's holding everything together while she tapes it. Painting took even longer. Sasha had painted 4 pictures in the time it took Mr. Sloth to tie his apron. "Come along now," Sasha said, picking up a paintbrush and taking over. "There, all done. Grab a helmet, Mr. Sloth. It's time for the neighborhood race." She's pulling him along. Off Sasha and Mr. Sloth sped, faster than anyone else in the race. Faster and faster they went until... where they gone? "Stop!" howled Mr. Sloth. "What is it?" Sasha asked impatiently. "Can you hear that bird singing?" he asked. "Beautiful." Sasha paused. The chirping was nice enough, but she had a race to win. So she plopped Mr. Sloth back in her bike basket. And off they sped again, Sasha pedaling fast to catch up until... "Stop!" moaned Mr. Sloth. With a quick huff, Sasha stopped. "What is it now, Mr. Sloth?" "Can you smell the flowers?" he asked. Sasha sniffed around, pausing a little longer this time. The flowers did smell nice. How had she never noticed that before? But she didn't have time for this. The race was still underway. "Helmet back on, Mr. Sloth. Let's go!" And off they raced once more, Sasha pedaling as fast as she could until... "Stop!" wheezed Mr. Sloth. Once again, Sasha slammed on the brakes. But before she could ask, Mr. Sloth took off his helmet and whispered, "Shh." Sasha waited. She took a breath. And she felt a tiny breeze. She looked and she listened. All was still. Oh, look at the beautiful trees and the grass and a butterfly. That day, Sasha saw that fun had two speeds, fast and slow. She still liked to go as fast as she could at times, but other times, going slow worked out much better. And just like Sasha had predicted, she and Mr. Sloth became the very best friends. At the end of every day, they would snuggle together for a story time, just like us. And Mr. Sloth took so long to read the words that Sasha got to enjoy every part of the story, more than she ever had before. She even had time to look at the pictures. Of course, they didn't always make it to the end. And that's it. That's the end of the book. Guess they didn't make it to the end of this one either. It looks like they fell asleep. Alright, it's time for our rhymes of the day. And this one is about going slow and different speeds. So right now, we're going to make little snails with our hands. So you make a fist with your thumb sticking out, and you got your arm, and that's where your snail's going to be crawling. So here's how it goes. Slowly, slowly, very slowly creeps the garden snail. Slowly, slowly, very slowly up the garden rail. Quickly, quickly, very quickly runs the little mouse. Quickly, quickly, very quickly into his little house. Alright, and you can do that with your own arm and hands, or if you have someone else to do it with, or a baby doll, you can just creep along like a little snail, or quickly like a mouse. Alright, and the next one is called Green Means Go. It's a little song, and it just is where we learn all our different speeds. So, green means go. Go, 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 go. Alright, I want you guys to get your fast feet on. Go, 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 go. Alright. Yellow means slow. 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 Red means stop. Alright, ready? Green means go, 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 go. Slow, 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 stop. Alright, that's it for our little activities today. And we have our last book, sloths don't run, which I think you probably learned by now from watching all the other books be read. Now, here we go. Somewhere in the rainforest, high up in a tree, there lives a pleasant sloth named Hank and a clever moth named Dee. They live their lives quite leisurely, sleeping lots and moving slow. They climb down from their tall tree home once every week or so. Hank's always been quite happy with his laid-back style of living, but lately he's been thinking that there might be something missing. While moving slow and sleeping is how most sloths spend their days. Recently, Hank asked himself, could I maybe change my ways? You see, Hank knows that sloths aren't the most athletic creatures. He wonders, though, could I go fast with training and some sneakers? One day while hanging in the tree, Hank makes a big decision. He's nervous of what Dee might think, but decides to share his vision. All day I watch the jaguars as they run from place to place. This year I'd like to join them for the Great Rainforest Race. Dee isn't sure of Hank's grand plans. She says it's a no-go. Hank, it's not a good idea. Sloths don't run, didn't you know? Sure, jaguars are natural athletes, and they seem to move with ease. But with practice, I can do it, Hank claims. Come with me, Dee, won't you please? Hank climbs down slowly from his tree, gripping tightly with his claws. Then he laces up all 4 sneakers, 1 shoe for each of his paws. Dee isn't sure about Hank's plan, but now what can she say? She decides that she'll support her friend each step along the way. And so begins Hank's training for his big rainforest run. But unlike the sporty jaguars, Hank isn't having any fun. This running stuff is such hard work. I'm tired, Hank says to Dee. I think I'll jog just a bit more, then we'll head back to the tree. Each day, Hank and Dee come down to practice for the race. Eventually, Hank finds the joy, along with his happy pace. It's here, today is the day! The Great Rainforest Race. The animals toe the starting line. Hank and Dee each take their place. There they are, there's all the animals. The toucan shouts, ready, set, go! And the animals take off fast. Hank and Dee start slowly. Other racers run right past. The jaguars take off in a hurry. The monkeys aren't far behind. And as the animals come racing by, only finishing is on Hank's mind. Hank knows this slow and steady pace will get them to the line, so they press on toward the finish, taking 1 step at a time. Midway, they fall into last place. They're on the course alone, but that doesn't matter too much to them. They're in a race of their own. They inch their way toward the finish, slow and steady as they've been. And in the end, they're greeted with their very own kind of win. Ooh. You see, they didn't finish first. In fact, they took last place. But they learned an important lesson, more important than any race. Hank learned a lesson in courage, that it comes straight from the heart. And Dee learned that sometimes winning is having the courage to start. Later, they returned up high to a life of leisure in their tree. On nice days, they still go jogging, just Hank and his pal, Bee. The end. So it just goes to show, no matter how fast you go, if you don't have the courage and heart to start, you're not going to get anywhere. So, I hope you guys really enjoyed my story time about sloths and going slow. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.